We have to take a look at the running back rankings for Week 10. A lot has changed, even though we are more than halfway through the regular season. We have to talk about the weekly rankings and the rest of season outlook because we're getting closer to the playoffs, man. You got to, and the trade deadlines are coming up too for a lot of these fantasy leagues. Let's make sure we understand what the outlook is on every single one of these running backs. The Bengals, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the Titans are all on bye week heading into Week 10. You'll see them in the rankings though, because we're also factoring in rest of season. S tier is going to remain the same. Christian McCaffrey had a great game, another game where he had over 70 receiving yards. This guy's floor is elite. His ceiling is also elite. It's not even comparable. He could be an S tier by himself, if not for JT and his touchdown rate. Oh man, I get it. JT, no touchdown. JT, only 40 rushing yards. Better days are ahead. Let's keep in mind, Indiana Jones vultured the goal line touchdown here on a tush push. So JT could have once again given you a at 12-point floor. Obviously, it was a disappointing game, but Jonathan Taylor will be the focal point of this Colts offense. He will have more multi-touchdown games. I'm confident ranking him where he is. Bijan Robinson, he had, 12 targets? Like, if we go ahead to flockfantasy.com, you guys can check this out for free. It's a very good website. Look at the receiving, man. 10 targets. His best receiving game in terms of volume of the year so far. Doesn't bring in the touchdown, but he still gives you a great game through the air. So Bijan has to remain up here in A tier. James Cook, didn't expect him to have a great game right here. I expected the Chiefs defense to play well. They played pretty well against the run. They have a good D-line. James Cook had 120 yards. He had a lot of opportunities. You just have Josh Allen vulturing 2 rushing touchdowns. James Cook's going to remain where he is. Jahmyr Gibbs has possibly his worst game of the season, maybe his career. Jahmyr Gibbs did nothing. He had 9 carries. Montgomery had 11. Montgomery had 40 yards. Gibbs had like 10. And Monty had the rushing touchdown. And Jahmyr Gibbs also did nothing through the air, whereas Monty had 2 catches, 10 yards. So Jahmyr Gibbs honestly should fall a little bit in these rankings, is what you would probably think to yourself if you are a psycho. Now, Devon Achan's getting 10 targets per game. Devon Achan looks good. I mean, there is an argument to be made that Achan and Gibbs are honestly like this. I'm fine with that. I just think Gibbs is a bit more talented. He might not be getting an opportunity, but I'm going to leave Gibbs where he is, even after the disappointing performance. Better days are ahead. And Achan is just a monster, man. This guy reminds me of a younger CMC. A terrible offense, though. So, I mean, it's a grim outlook. And the Bills take on the Dolphins, which is actually a good thing for Achan. And honestly, maybe Cook is going to eat. So Cook is going to eat in that matchup. And Achan is going to get a lot of receptions this week. So I'm going to bump Achan up, man. He's going to have a lot of dump downs. Javonte Williams, haven't seen the Cowboys play yet. This is maybe a force of the night football. Javonte Williams is going to be just fine. I'm actually going to leave him here in the A tier. Josh Jacobs gives you a good performance, a solid performance, nothing crazy. I honestly think Josh Jacobs' ceiling is maybe lower than a lot of these guys ahead of him. We haven't really seen him hit as high of a ceiling as the guys ahead of him. But I'm still going to leave him here in A tier because I think he's consistent and he gets all the goal line touches. Kyren Williams. The Rams offense just had a great day. Kyren Williams is going to be a benefactor. He's the main feature back right there. Don't be worried that Blake Corum had, 13 rushing attempts. It was mostly in garbage time because they were up by so many points. Derrick Henry. He gave you over 100 rushing yards. 6 yards per carry. No receiving usage, no touchdowns. He's got to stay where he is, guys. And honestly, I think it's an encouraging sign for the rest of season outlook here. Derrick Henry has some good matchups the rest of the season. I can't put him higher. I can't. It's just not as high of a ceiling that we've seen. We haven't seen him hit it. It's similar to Saquon, where Saquon takes on the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. I think Saquon should be good, but he's potential groin injury. He's coming off of that, out of the bye week for the Eagles. And Saquon Barkley also, we haven't seen him hit that upper ceiling yet, except for the right before the bye week when he was injured, where he hit his head on the goalpost versus former team, the Giants. Judkins is coming off of a potential injury as well. Monitor that. If Judkins is out, then Dylan Sampson should rise up probably to the bottom or mid of C tier. But assuming Judkins is healthy, I honestly think Judkins is a must-start player still. Genty is also going to rise up. This is hard. Genty was inefficient on the ground, and he honestly kind of has been a lot of the season. But he brings in 5 targets, brings in all 5 of them, over 50 receiving yards for a touchdown too through the air. So Genty is a big riser. I'm still going to leave him in C tier. Jaylen Warren, 2 receiving touchdowns. Actually, they weren't receiving, but he had 2 touchdowns in week number 9, and Warren is a must-start player every week. Breece Hall, the Jets are asking for a 3rd-round pick to move on from him, and I think Breece Hall, if he does get traded, if it's to a place that needs a back like the Chiefs, Breece Hall will just simply feast. I think he's probably going to stay in New York, though. That's fine, because Breece Hall has to win productive. We're going to leave him where he is. ETN, Bashal Tunin, Vultures the touchdown. I think the Jaguars, as you progress, you're going to see more of a Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet type split. The good news is ETN was the clear receiving back in week 9, so I still have ETN ranked way higher. Chase Brown is an interesting one, guys. While I get he was very bad on the ground, 10 carries, no yards. He had like 30 yards, whatever. This guy had 14 targets. Really weird game script here. Chase Brown had 14 targets, 8 catches, led the Bengals in targets. I mean, that was just insane. So I'm going to keep Chase Brown right where he is. This Bengals offense, all the players are now viable and they have decent floors because of Joe Flacco. J.K. Dobbins will remain. You have R.J. Harvey. I mean, J.K. Dobbins just gets no targets, but he still gets goal line carries, although R.J. Harvey has 4 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. DeAndre Swift has to get replaced, man. He has to fall down too, right? So DeAndre Swift, he's injured. He misses time, and now he opened up the door to Monaghan, who had 200 scrimmage yards. I'm honestly going to bump DeAndre Swift all the way down to here, and I would put Monaghan, maybe right behind him at the top of E tier, to be completely honest. So I don't have Monaghan on here, but he should be right here. Bucky Irving should be back from injury this week as well. If Bucky Irving's back, Bucky Irving is an A-tier name. You have to start him. And Rachaad White goes back to being a premium handcuff type running back. Looking at Alvin Kamara, he's got to fall in the rankings. He came in banked up, and, he played terrible. He played absolutely terrible. I'm bumping him all the way down here at the bottom of D tier. Same thing with Ramondre. Ramondre had the toe injury, missed time. Do they give Travion more opportunities? Probably not, knowing the coaching staff. But I'm going to leave him there. I think the rest of D tier looks pretty solid. Chuba Hubbard is a very tough one, but keep in mind, we don't have a Rico Dowdle graphic. So I'm actually going to say that Rico Dowdle, first off, Dobbins should be down here. And Rico Dowdle should be at the bottom of C tier right here. Rico Dowdle is the clear starter. Chuba falls a whole tier down to E tier. You have JCM, who I would put above Chuba because he's getting all the opportunities. Pollard, I'd put right here. Pacheco was banged up, so I mean, when Pacheco is healthy, I think he's still deserves to be here. Aaron Jones, if Aaron Jones was healthy, I would put Aaron Jones up here in C tier, but he's injured. Looks like I think it was an AC joint sprain or something, right? So if Jones is healthy, you start him. This guy had a lot of opportunities with McCarthy in his 3rd ever NFL game. So if Aaron Jones is there, you're happy. If not, Jordan Mason will rise up the rankings, and he'll be somewhere. I'd start Jordan Mason up in this range in D tier. I don't trust the Vikings offense too much, to be completely honest. Benson, I think, will be eligible to come off IR, but I doubt he does. Hampton, obviously on IR as well. Those guys will be coming for the fantasy football playoffs. You have Harvey, I'm going to leave where he is. Travion, I'm going to leave where he is. I don't think either of these guys are going to get the ops moving forward. If Ramondre's out and Travion is the clear back again, I'd probably swap Ramondre and Travion. And honestly, if Ramondre is healthy, I'm probably putting Ramondre, to be honest, up there. I think Ramondre is pretty solid. So I think there's a good argument made that Ramondre is a good, RB2 option in week 10. Tyjae Spears, he gets 7 carries to Pollard's 10. Not great. Haven't seen Sunday Night Football yet. Bigsby, Algier. Bigsby's stock could rise if Saquon's groin injury is serious. Bigsby looked really good on the ground as well. And this is a former high draft pick. So Bigsby should be rostered. You have Tyrone Tracy, and it is sad because Devin Singletary had more opportunities than him, and Tyrone Tracy didn't look good. Tyrone Tracy still should be somebody. I mean, I'm going to leave him in sad tier just for the memes. But Tyrone Tracy, I mean, he should be rostered. And hopefully better days are ahead here. He's got He's got 6 more weeks to have some good games and cement himself ahead of Singletary, which I think he'll do. He did it last year. So better days should be ahead for Tracy. And honestly, rest of season outlook, I'd rather have Tracy than these guys ahead of him because Tracy is going to be the starter in my eyes. I mean, sad tier, you don't really talk about any of these things. Now let's go ahead. Let's see. Is there anything I'm missing? I'm just going through right here what Sleeper has some running backs projected. Kamani Vidal is not on this list. I would put Vidal, honestly, right in front of Tony Pollard, maybe ahead of Chuba. I'd probably put Vidal at the top of E tier. He had a terrible game, very bad game. Jaret Patterson also had a lot of carries there for the Chargers. Better days should be ahead for Vidal. I mean, I don't know what they did to get him so uninvolved. Woody Marks also was disappointing. Nick Chubb, Woody Marks, they continue to split. Nick Chubb gets the goal line carries, but I would still put Woody Marks up here ahead of Aaron Jones and ahead of, right in line with Pacheco and Pollard. I think they're pretty interchangeable. Those are the names I wanted to talk about this week for the running back rankings. Bashal Tutin should be somewhere down there in the bottom of E tier. Really, there's just a lot of handcuff backs that are probably missing down here at the bottom of E tier range, but the actual rankings look good. See you boys in the wide receiver rankings and then QB, tight end, defense. Thanks for watching.